Welcome back to Project 613. Today we learn the next 5 mitzvot on the topic of the kosher diet, and we begin with the Torah's prohibition of eating non-kosher fish. Yesterday we learned about the signs of how to determine what makes a fish kosher, and that is if a fish has fins and scales. And today we learn that it would be considered a prohibition, a biblical violation, to eat any other fish that do not carry these two signs. They would not be considered kosher, meaning they are not fit for a Jew to eat. Then we move on to the Torah's prohibition of eating insects, and the Torah divides this into a number of categories. We will learn 4 of them today. So number 1, the Torah tells us it's forbidden for us to eat any flying insects. So this would include mosquitoes, bees, wasps, and any other flying bugs. The Torah refers to these as sheretz ha'of. Then we have a prohibition against eating any crawling insects. So this would include spiders, beetles, and the like. The Torah refers to these as sheretz ha'aretz. Then we have a prohibition against eating any insects that grow on rotten food. And finally, we have a prohibition on eating any insects that grow inside of fruit or vegetables. Now, when it comes to these prohibitions, unfortunately, they are commonly overlooked. Many people are not aware that eating little tiny bugs that could be found on fruits or vegetables would be considered a biblical violation. But from a halachic perspective, we need to make sure that all of our fruits and vegetables are 100% clear of bugs before we eat them, and if not, we would be violating these prohibitions. This is why, according to halacha, any fruits and vegetables that are known to be infested with bugs need to be checked, need to be washed and checked before we eat them to make sure that they are clear of bugs. And without checking them first, it would be forbidden to eat them. This is also one of the reasons why eating in a vegan restaurant is not necessarily something which would be kosher. Why? Because in addition to the fact that many of the products that are okay from a vegan perspective are still not okay from a kosher perspective, but that's a different subject. Even when it comes to the fruits and vegetables, it's forbidden to eat many of the fruits and vegetables that are considered to be infested with bugs if they were not checked before we eat them. And therefore, just ordering even a salad is something that could be a potential violation of a biblical prohibition. This is why even a vegan restaurant needs to have kosher certification, and there needs to be a kosher supervisor who checks all of the fruits and vegetables that are considered to be infested to make sure that they are clear of any bugs. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.